Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, I'm here to talk about the former middleweight champion and his recent behavior outside of the Octagon as of late, Sean Strickland. But before getting started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Sean Strickland has been involved in some interesting stuff, to say the least, outside of the Octagon. Being involved with some quote-unquote YouTube characters. And I think he's delving into a realm that he has no business being in all honesty. He's being called out by some YouTube boxers with no disrespect to anybody that enters the boxing ring. But me personally, I hold former champions, especially guys still in their prime like Sean Strickland, in high regard. I hate to see UFC fighters continue the trend of venturing out to the boxing world to fight. I guess we would call them boxers. There has been some talks of Sean Strickland facing a quote-unquote YouTube boxer. Obviously, the money being offered to these guys is very difficult to say no to. I think Sean Strickland being under contract with the UFC stops him from venturing out to the boxing world. And I believe that's a wise thing to do for Strickland, is to stay out of the boxing realm. I would like to see these guys that, want to box, these ex-MMA fighters or some perhaps current MMA fighters, UFC fighters. I would like to see some of these guys step foot in the Octagon. I really do believe that Strickland needs to focus more on the UFC side of things. We've been seeing a lot more of Strickland online with these online characters. There was a recent video of him sparring a streamer, and unfortunately, he was not even able to put the guy that has zero fighting experience down, even though he hit him a lot. So I don't think that's a good look for Strickland. Like I say, I hold these guys in high regard. Anybody that steps foot in the Octagon, no disrespect to any of the characters mentioned here, but I believe Strickland needs to focus more on what he has in his hand, which is the opportunity to recapture that middleweight title. I think he's the closest fighter to facing the champion of the middleweight division, Dricus. Obviously, immediate rematch would only make sense with Dricus, perhaps sometime in the summer. And I suggest that Strickland stays out of that YouTube world. And recently I think he was in an alter. I don't know whether it be a physical or a verbal altercation with a singer or a rapper or what have you. So I don't know if an actual fighter has any business, even taking any of these with no disrespect to these guys, whether they be singers, YouTubers, YouTube boxers, you name it. But an actual fighter should not be taking any threats or comments or gestures from these kind of characters. Seriously, to be honest with you, I believe Strickland should keep it, cordial, nice, be nice to these guys. But I don't see why he needs to get tangled up with a musician or have a sparring match with a YouTuber. I really don't get that. I don't know if Strickland has people in his camp to tell him, hey, this is not the wise thing to do. I don't think so. I don't think anybody's telling Strickland anything at this time. I don't think anybody can. I could be wrong. There could be somebody that he listens to. It doesn't seem like it. And I if there's one piece of advice that I can give Strickland, if I'm allowed to, is to focus on the UFC game. He has a lot left in the gas tank, and an immediate rematch with Dricus is on the table, obviously. So I think he needs to focus more on the UFC and recapturing that middleweight title. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and like, subscribe for more.